Excited to open Jasmine's Screw and Cantina here in Gaston. We already have a business, it's Jasmine's Lopez Agency. So here Gaston was the best place to open a second business. Exchange Bank made this really easy. I thought it was gonna be a really hard process, but they were so nice, so sweet, and they explained everything by detail. And as you can see, they helped me make all this possible. It was really easy and they were always there. They were just a phone call away.
Trent Thrasher Construction. From idea to completion, we manage it all. At Trent Thrasher Construction, we create spaces big enough to hold your dreams. We believe in the nobility of hard work. That's what sets us apart. We take pride in everything that we do. There are lots of companies out there that can build your project, but at Trent Thrasher Construction, we don't just build, we create, innovate, collaborate, and take absolute pride in every single project we do. Trent Thrasher Construction. We're here for you.
Clinic 5 Addiction Recovery. Addiction doesn't look like you think.
My name is Brittany. I'm a person just like you are, except for I am a recovering addict. I found hope and I found healing here at Clinic 5 with the help of the amazing staff and doctors. I see my future bright. I actually see a future now.
Clinic 5 Addiction Recovery. Addiction doesn't look like you think. Call 256-952-2709 or visit us online at clinic5.com.
So my husband and I decided to open Jasmine's Screw and Cantina here in Gaston. We already have a business, it's Jasmine's Lopez Agency. So here Gaston was the best place to open a second business. Exchange Bank made this really easy. I thought it was gonna be a really hard process, but they were so nice, so sweet, and they explained everything by detail. And as you can see, they helped me make all this possible. It was really easy and they were always there. They were just a phone call away.
Sometimes you got to make adjustments on the fly. Mr. Mayor. J-Dub White, what's up, man?
You know, just sit here, just listening to the war stories of our great mayor.
I've been fighting the battle, buddy.
You've been fighting the
better
battle.
not.
Sometimes it's an unknown and unappreciated battle.
That's the truth. You know.
But once I hear
And
about
sometimes
it,
it can be shocking.
very.
Speaking of shocking,
If you,
to that, I
if
love
you seen
that.
the inventory
Come on.
at Hyundai, Alex Hudson, bro, you're doing the dang thing.
That's right.
Man, his car, take a ruler out there. His cars are lined up like Stephen Prater did it.
Yeah.
I mean, they are lined up perfect. And my understanding is, hey, good morning, Mr. Jamie Grant, County Commissioner, sir.
Don't get off of our sponsor.
The 10-year,
For this show, at least.
100,000-mile warranty.
Who does that?
Man, it's Hyundai.
You sure your product when you do
Man, T1 Hyundai, go check them out. They're incredible. Go say hello to Mike Sigmund because he owes me money.
That's right.
So go buy some cars. He's a Raiders fan, man. What are you going to do with that guy? Yeah, thank you, Mr. Alex Hudson, General Manager there of Team 1 Hyundai right here in beautiful Rainbow City.
But if it were Rainbow City Raiders, it wouldn't be bad.
It's different.
It's different.
It's different.
See what he did.
When's the first game of the Joe going to be?
At the Joe. I love
Yes.
it. You didn't forget that.
That's great. That's going.
That's going.
It's going to be called the Joe.
It's got to be.
100%.
I mean, it has to be.
100%.
Makes sense.
You know what else is called the Joe? The show, the Mayor
That's
Joe,
right.
Joe Taylor show.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I really want to talk about.
Okay.
Really. The Freedom Drone Show.
Oh my goodness, man! It's coming together. Well, and the thing about this year is that we've always been fortunate that the community will kind of pile in with us and kind of take hold of our ideas. But last year that drone show was way more than what we expected. We brought in a crowd that our police estimated somewhere between 6,000 and 8,500, Now, we knew that we had some secondary viewing spots. Now, this year we're going to put out, we're going to have some food at those viewing spots so that people that maybe can't get around or can't get in and out of that traffic, that doesn't want to be in that big of a crowd, that we can bring them in there. We're going to do a simulcast with a radio station so that you can hear the music that accompanies the drone show. And so it's going to be cool. And then we have Riley Anderson, who's a Southside graduate.
Yeah.
That's a big Nashville. I mean, he's climbing right
So
now.
what station can people tune in to hear this?
Okay. Jason Bozeman's station.
Oh, Rock 105.9.
There it is. Okay. I don't do numbers very well yet. I had that.
No, I've seen your budgets. You do numbers very well.
Now that part I do well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the other numbers.
Jamie Grant said he had to make sure you were alive. He hadn't seen you in a couple of days.
Jamie Grant saw, well, I have missed church. Sorry about that, Jamie. Jamie is the guy that stands at the front of the church and checks my attendance. I was trying to buy a car because my daughter had a wreck and totaled her car. Yeah, she's good. She's actually gone on a cruise. That's how rough it is.
Ooh, it's tough being
At my house, yeah, it's rough.
the mayor's daughter.
Yeah.
And I know who.
Yeah, with that bunch.
Yeah,
So,
that group.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're gone to wherever it is they're going to, Turks and Caicos or something like that.
Penitentiary.
And I'm here buying cars. So
I
miss-
could go to
and So
Kinko's.
Jamie, I'm sure, is trying to church.
He's
shame
guilty
right now, and
here.
it's not going to work.
I think he's judging you.
He is judging me.
And if that is what Meadowbrook does, we would like to invite you to come on over to the church.
Actually, there's some fun to be
Sorry,
had in
we
judgment.
can't.
There's some fun to be had there.
There's no doubt.
So, can the drone show be viewed from the river?
No. Our problem is that we've got a mountain in the way. Now, if we could get the Etowah County Commission to move that
Jamie
mountain,
Grant.
then we would be in good shape.
segue.
But you got to have faith like a size of a mustard seed.
That's right. Get that mustard seed out.
Come on.
You quick.
But no, but we know that it can be. We have a really good viewing opportunity from White Springs Church, from here at these churches, and then also at our old rec center, and then out at John Jones Rainbow Middle and the Naples Sports Complex out there.
Nice.
And so it's just there's just so many other ways to see it. You can see this thing from about 5 miles away, and I'm guessing you could probably see it from as far down as 759.
Oh,
You know, we don't have anything.
How high does it do that?
It's flying. The bottom edge of the show is at 550 feet.
Wow.
So I mean, it creates a FAA permitting situation. So they go ahead of us and get all of that in place. The drone show people, which is Pixis, and they get it all ready for us and come out. They fly in called a safety box, so it's away from people. And then they kind of go out and say, okay, your optimum viewing is from this place to this. All of that's done through GIS, and they send us some pictures and just so that we make sure it kind of lines up with our city. So we've actually turned the drone show, slid it over a few hundred feet just for a little bit better viewing there on our venue. So
I was looking at all of these different major cities. You guys are cutting edge because your Central Park just had their first one last year.
Yeah.
And so that's saying something, right?
yeah,
there.
you know, they do these things like at the NBA draft and MLB draft.
Which looked great, by the
yeah,
way.
it's incredible.
I salute. They're trying to
they
be
do
like
World Games.
They're trying to be like Rainbow
They're
City.
trying to be like us, man.
That's all it is.
Well, you know, big difference in New York and Rainbow City. The crime's a little different. They don't have a Chief Yancey.
That's right.
No.
So-
Just voted the safest city in the state of Alabama for the 4th year in a row.
Come on now.
And, you know, and I don't think people really understand the effort that goes into.
We're not
keeping
going
the
to
city
talk
safe.
about Jason.
It's just
Jason Wilson. We're not going to do that.
It's insane just what our police department is willing to do because, you know, of course they've got traffic stops and they have all the other things. And if you come through Rainbow City acting a fool, you're going to get pulled over. And I think a lot of people will say, well, that's a money gathering issue. It's not at all. It's a safety issue. You know, we're moving just shy of about 1,800 cars less than the city of Gadsden is moving through its center of town, and you know that's 32,000 for them, 34,000. We're at 30 to 32,000. That's a lot of cars, a lot of people moving every day, and you know because that tallies up to somewhere around 100,000 people moving. Now, we know that there's only 100,000 people in Etowah County, but it's people making those trips.
Sure.
It's all the transit and the people that are coming in to unload their products and pick up products. We just want to make sure that we're safe, and our police department's able to do all of those duties, protect your children through our SRO program, and then on top of that, they do community action policing. They go into businesses and introduce themselves, especially our young guys. Our young guys have a certain amount of contacts that they have to make each day of just, hey, this is who I am. If you need me, give me a call.
That's great.
And I think that type of policing is what drives down that just the fact that people respect our police department, and you know, you can go in any direction just about and find disrespect for
No doubt.
the boys in blue or whatever, but it's just not here. Our people.
Well, here's what I'll say from living here. You see police officers helping people way more than you see them pull somebody over.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I mean, really.
Our guys are, you know, as a matter of fact, and I'm sure Chief Yancey will put it out himself. He's got a little initiative right now that him and his command staff are putting out, and it's the ability to help people on the spot. They have a, I don't really want to put it all out, but
Sure.
they carry a little ammo can in their car, and that ammo can has in it the ability to help someone on a roadside incident or a roadside emergency where it's mechanical, you know, and our guys are just, you know, kind of getting up to snuff and knowing how to do that, how to do that well, and how to guide people into having help, you know, in the middle of the night. You know, the worst thing that can happen to you, and I'm sure you guys, I've had it happen to me, is to be on the side of the road in the middle of the night and the police department pull up and them turn around and leave you again. The second lonely is worse than the first because you know that was the only hope you had. Well, our guys are going to pull over. They're going to help you, and they're going to get you moving or get you somebody that can take you to the next better place.
How is accidents monitored in Rainbow City? Because it seems like I'm seeing way less than the last few years.
Well, you know, it's probably a threefold thing. Number one is education of our younger drivers as they're coming out. You know, people give our young people a lot of fit, but you know, they are honestly smarter than we are.
No,
They have an intellect that's different than ours. They may not be as logical, but they accept rule. I mean, just the way they can get along with each other proves that they accept rule better than we did back in our day. And you know, the second part of it is that, you know, we do have flock cameras. People know that in Rainbow City that we're keeping up with who's moving in and about our city, and we're doing that through a tag reader program that's nationwide. There's hundreds of thousands of these things. So if you decide to steal a car in Paducah, Kentucky, and you come through Rainbow City, we're going to catch it for you at the interstate.
Get it.
And you're gonna, and that's happening almost daily. That our flock cameras will ping somebody, and we end up making arrests for people all over the United States.
So when they stole them from Devan Low, they busted a right.
They
That's
come to
right.
Rainbow City.
They
They went
That's
the
right.
other way.
They jumped to the right,
away from
and
cameras.
they got caught.
Still got caught.
Yeah, still got caught. Picked them up in Birmingham.
So I think one of the cool things is a deterrent, because you see Rainbow City cops sitting around during major times, and people are going to slow down automatically. So don't be up on somebody that they see the police because they're going to slow them down. You're already doing the speed limit.
That's right.
You got to slow down.
You
to
still
100.
bump those brakes. though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I do.
Every time. So that's good.
But I think that's that last part of it is that, you know, our police department have a presence. You know, they're visually out there. You know, we have white Tahoes. We just bought 2 additional Tahoes for this month, and that absolutely updates our total fleet. Our guys are driving nice vehicles, safe vehicles, you know, because we're putting them in a situation that if they're assisting another, you know, department and they have to get there in a hurry, you know, they need to have a car that can perform.
Sure.
You know, we don't have to worry about a lot of police chases in Rainbow City. Obviously, we don't have that, but we do have to go and help other people.
No
you know?
time. You know, and the logo pops off those cars.
Yeah, that's
They
a
really do.
very cool logo.
The only logo even comes close to it, and we were talking about it yesterday, is Trent Thrasher's logo.
Yeah, that's
It's a pretty cool logo.
It is. It's
Yeah.
very industrial. You know, it's very construction like.
Jeff said, I just noticed it's a beam.
Yeah, it's a beam. It's
You
an I-beam.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's cool.
And the gray vehicle too.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, our vehicles, normally you'll see the gray ones at night and then the white ones during the daytime. And you know, that at night anybody that's skulking around, we want our guys to be a little bit in the shadows, you know, because we're looking out for your neighborhood, you know. And then in the daytime, they're going to be white, very visual, so that you can reach out and get some
I
help.
love the fact the windows are tinted, so if you got somebody in custody,
That's right.
you can see it. You know?
Yeah, we'll protect
So
their
you're even protecting the criminals.
That's
Oh my God.
Sorry.
This list. I'm looking at the top 10 safest cities. Obviously, Rainbow City tops the list, but listen to these. These are some impressive cities. That Mountain Brook, Vestavia Hills, Delville, Southside was on there. Good for them. Pleasant Grove.
Because they got to go through Rainbow City. to get there.
Exactly. Right. Pelham and then Glencoe.
that's right.
I'm Mayor Hare and family, and then Daphne,
Yeah.
and then is it Satsuma?
Satsuma.
Yeah.
That's
That's a great list.
Yeah, and if you look at like Glencoe, you think about what Glencoe has to overcome to have that kind of law enforcement presence, and it's not only that the city's quite a bit smaller than we are, but also they sit on a major or major road, a state highway, or federal highway. And these guys are out there, and which means that it creates a crime corridor. Every one of them do. The transportation is critical to criminal activity, and these guys are keeping those numbers where they need to be because they're enforcing the law. They're making traffic stops. They're
We know.
pulling people
We saw
up.
that 60 Minutes show back in the day with the speed trap from Glencoe. We know. You talking about a deterrent?
What do they call that? Was it the speed trap of the
It
capital
was
of the world?
It
or something
was,
like
yeah,
that?
man. And to this day, I'm not speeding in Glencoe.
I don't.
I went through there yesterday twice.
Heck no.
Slow it down. Hey, I got pulled over in Glencoe not long ago, and
You and everybody else.
yeah, everybody. Hey, and I'm good with it.
Did you play the mayor card?
I didn't. The guy knew who I was, and he said, but he did tell me. I told him, I said, you need to write me a ticket. And he said, no, he said, it's a warning, just slow it down. I was okay with that. A lot of people would be offended by being told what to do. I'm actually okay with people telling me what to do.
Just not.
He's not.
Do you know who I'm married to? I am
Yeah, for
totally
real.
okay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably
Maybe not
Privately,
outside.
I'm not okay with it.
Oh, okay. Let's get the whole story.
Why are you putting my business out there?
Yeah,
I confide in you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all
And
can
then
say
you
this.
want-
I need ratings. I need ratings. That's what I need. That's what I'm going for.
So what Mayor's saying is the Glencoe police officer saw him. He said, "Oh, I see you on Kapow."
That's exactly what it was.
That's what they
That's
said.
why I pulled you over.
He said, you're Jerry White's friend.
That's right. Oh, at that point,
Yeah,
you're cuffed and stuffed.
Yeah, I know what's about to happen. I'm about to have bad shoulders.
Yeah, don't ever throw that name out there.
Please.
Oh my gracious. Oh, what did you just do?
They put that glove on. Joe, we're going in for the check. What are you transporting, Mr. Mayor?
Transporting.
I got pulled over in Glencoe one time, and I pretended like I was on the phone with Chris,
Oh my gosh.
and it worked.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, with all that said, I still have to say that Glencoe and Southside, those are smaller towns as far as their tax base and the amount of money that comes
Sure.
in. They do so well with that, and it's because they're putting that money where it's supposed to go, and that's in your police and fire protection. Glencoe's got a great fire chief, former member of the Rainbow City Fire Department. Obviously, that's why he's so good out there. And
Facts are facts.
But the way that they do business is that they are community driven and they are service protectors. They're going to protect that service and make sure that it goes out into the community. Chris and his council are they're out there, man. They're ahead of everybody around. And Glencoe is actually it's on the map. Southside's on the map. You got 9,000 people down there that are beginning to embrace their identity as far as being a bedroom community. Even their comprehensive study. I was there when they kind of named themselves that kind of thing, and I think for so long anybody that was in a leadership position said that when they were called a bedroom community, that meant they weren't growing. That's not true. What you're doing is you're growing along a different path. We are a very blended economy here in Rainbow City. We have a little industrial, we have a little commercial, we have some retail, and then we have our residential, of course. Down there, they have a little less of all of those others and a little more residential. Their rooftops are up there. You know, they have almost as many people as we do, and so with that, I think they do very well.
Well, they got a restaurant
Southside
like the
does
Hungry
great.
Hut.
They do.
So, I mean, that's pretty strong. The corn nuggets.
Oh, you're talking about Glencoe. You're talking about South. Yeah,
I'm not
Glencoe.
talking about Southside.
Yeah.
he would never talk about Southside.
Well, you know, and Alex Hudson, you know, he went from busboy to down there being a super
Did.
merchandiser. I'm sorry, that guy can do it.
Was he a busboy at Hungry Hut?
Yeah, he worked at Hungry Hut.
Did he really?
It's Alex Hudson. Of
You're
course.
Alex. So you
Yes.
got the inside scoop on the corn nugget recipes.
He be grilling, man. He be throwing,
need
he be throwing the
that.
grill up in a minute. Hudson, he'll grill anything. Don't matter what it is. So let's talk about. I forgot the website you were talking about, but it's concerning the bridge.
Yeah,
All
it's,
it goes to that.
it's
You can-
al.involved.com.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Dana Snyder and I, we went up to D.C. Back in the it was late winter, early spring, very early spring. And we went up there to try to secure that final piece of the puzzle for the 77 Bridge project.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we made a really good impression on Senator Tuberville and explained our position that we're not just looking at one single item, which we always tend to drive the point that matters the most home, and that is going to be the safety of the students that are moving and the people that are moving across that bridge. That bridge is not only antiquated and in disrepair, it's dangerous. That intersection right there by Little Bridge Marina is very dangerous. And so we did drive that home, but what we were then able to do is to talk about the near mega site that we're working with the county on, and talk about its annexation and bringing it into Rainbow City, and then that creating that 77 creating that 5920 corridor to be able to transport goods and cut out having to go down to Birmingham to cut back up or going up and crossing over somewhere else. So we know that we can move cargo better inside the chain, the supply chain management system of the United States. We know that we can help move that better. And so they saw what we were trying to do. Mm-hmm. They saw how it could potentially grow both of our cities in this region. And I think we got $8 million appropriation
Heck yeah.
from Tuberville. And it was the early announcement has already come out. I'm not saying anything that's new. But it came out, and we pretty much, you know that you're about 98% when you've got that appropriation online. And then the other appropriation was $6 million from Katie Britt. Now, what that did is that brought our ability to match the money. And I say ours. I've just been helping with this. This is Dana's project. It's been kind of their baby in Southside the whole time. They wanted and needed this project. But I go along with her. And so anyway, we got the $6 million from Katie Britt, Senator Britt, and that puts together those pieces that goes with what ALDOT's got in their budget, which is quite a bit, about $20 million, and then we had a $2.5 million appropriation for engineering and planning from Congressman Adderholt, and so it's going to be hard for anybody to say that there hasn't been a lot of work done in Washington D.C. for this area, because we've gone, and then we got about $500,000 or so from Senator Tuberville for some law enforcement grant money.
Heck yeah.
And to buy some more vehicles and make sure that we're moving forward and staying sharp and safe. This is what we want our fleet to look like.
So they can watch these meetings, right? I'm looking.
They can.
So watch and in person.
That's right.
The one for Southside.
Yes, and it's really critical that you not only engage as far as ALDOT needs to hear that the people around here want it. The worst thing that we can do is to go on there and, I mean, if you took they have two very, I guess, rudimentary renderings of what the bridge and where the bridge would strike on each side of the river, and and they want you to look at those. They're fairly in-depth plans, but if we begin to go in and say, yeah, but we want this and we want this and we want that, well, we will never get past that, because you can't get what we know is directly involved is 20,000 people. 20,000 people are not going to agree on anything. I mean, we can't get them to agree on Jesus, and so we're sure not going to be able to get them to agree on anything else. But if we can find a positive, and that positive is that if you don't like what's going on with building a brand new widened bridge and creating safety for our children, that should be your primary thing when you look into that. And when you make your comments, your comments should be, this is going to solve the problem of the potentiality of getting our people hurt. And if we attack it from that position, you know, whether they put red lights, green lights, or yield signs, I don't know. I'm not a traffic engineer, but I know that there's a building full of them down in Montgomery and up in Huntsville that those guys actually do know what they're doing. And you know, and I have people constantly stop me at Jack's and say, why'd they put the yellow things in the, well, you know, dude, I cut grass for a living. I was a firefighter. Do you really want me to make that decision? And you know, and you were the guy that built tires. So, I mean, is that what, you want to be the guy that's a traffic engineer now? And I think I come off as very straightforward in saying that.
Sure. And
you know, they normally go, well, you know, you're probably right. No, I'm right. Or we would have the job. You know, they would give me the job as the traffic manager for the state of Alabama. They're just not doing that.
So we're 27 minutes in, and Jerry said we're going to focus on that drone show today.
Yeah.
And so go over when it is, exactly what time they need to start, maybe what time you need to start getting there, because it's going to be crazy.
June 29th, and that's a Saturday night. What we decided early on was that we were going to put it on a day leading into the 4th of July week. And that keeps us from competing with fireworks shows and all the other things that go on. And it allows for families, especially families that have like children with sensory problems or adults with sensory problems, that we could bring them into a place where they would have an absolute safe place. Even in the fact that we'll have music during that day. It starts at about 4 o'clock. Start coming in at around 4. Set up your place. You got to get your blanket just right, get your chairs set out, and of course we're going to have food there. We'll have plenty of food, food trucks and food trailers, and you know, we've got it from savory food down to sweet food, coffee over to sundaes and milkshakes, and we just want to make sure that you get to feel Mayberry for that one period of time, and it was that way last year. It's a great time. The drone show starts at end of evening nautical twilight plus 20, which means at dark time plus a few minutes. And so
hey, dumb it down for me. I don't know what's on the
yeah. So the pilot last year was a former Special Forces guy and he and I kind of jammed together pretty well. And if you get there early, if your kids are interested in drones, interested in technology, Pyxis does a really good job kind of putting on some little outdoor classroom opportunity for you to carry your kids down, and they get to see the drone. The drones are in a grid sitting in a parking lot. It's pretty impressive, and it's especially impressive like when they do the test run of letting the drones come up to hover, and it's just neat. And I think it's that day when we not only have a fun family experience, we have a learning experience for people to find out different things from the Pyxis people who will be wandering around, and they'll answer questions for you, and then we have our people there supporting them. It's a great day.
That's awesome.
It's about 5 hours of just fun.
Brett Smith said he's going to be giving free tattoos out of his RV camper.
He should do that. If it's going to be, but no drones, that would violate the trademark. Watch yourself, Brett.
Uh-oh.
We don't want to do that.
Can he give a rainbow?
Nope.
I think Mayor Taylor needs the Rainbow City logo.
That logo.
The new logo.
The new logo, yeah.
What I would do is volunteer Camp Yancey for the logo, because he's got it on all his cars. I don't even have it on my car.
Yeah. So
But
Brett,
Brett,
Mayor's
if
going
you
to
could-
look you guys up.
Yeah.
And
So,
Back to the bridge just for a second. I'll be
Okay.
done. I just want the safest way possible to get the little bridge to get a bushwhacker.
Yeah,
Is there a bushwhacker lane?
there
you
would be
can-
that lane. It's
Off ramp, right to the
You call it
bushwhacker.
bushwhacker off.
because you got A lanes and then that's a B lane. and the Bushwhacker line.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm done. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Thank you, Mayor Taylor. As always, get out to that drone show. We're
Yes.
going to try to go this year. Jerry got to go, so I'm going to go. I can't let him one-up me, so...
I live here. Of course I'm going to support
Stay
Rainbow
close,
City.
stay clean, and Rainbow City will continue to be the safest and best city